Thanks, Denny, and welcome back to Investing with Confidence on this fine Saturday morning, talking about the financial markets, how they work, and how us as investors can make smarter investing decisions. If you're just tuning in, Al was talking about how the difference in success from the institutions and the novice, there's a gap there. And the difference is a lot of it is they plan their trades. They know where they're getting in, where they're getting out, which is basically buying low and selling high properly. But the important thing, and I want one thing our listeners to understand is these techniques, these strategies, these tools that the smart money is using, they're available to us. And he teaches these in these investing classes right here in Bloomington. What are those techniques and concepts to make smarter investing decisions? If you happen to miss 2 tickets for that investing class, call 952-814-4410 or text the word invest to the number 484848. When you do that, you're going to receive a cryptocurrency foundations course. There's a few topics in there. The big one that I think a lot of people are really loving is the 5 steps to using cryptocurrency, how to buy them, how to store them, how to transfer them, manage them, and then best of all, the potential ways to convert them back to cash. I mean, we had a great week in the cryptocurrency market, a big drop on Tuesday for some possible potential buying opportunities. This market right here, the cryptocurrency market, Al, I believe this is the internet 1995.
Sure.
And I think a lot of people missed out on that internet craze with the internet stocks and everything. Don't miss out on this cryptocurrency foundations course. This will help you hopefully make smarter decisions for the future of what technology and decentralized finance is actually bringing. And Al,
you just make one comment about it. It's such a timely thing that we're doing with this cryptocurrency class because a lot of people do understand the importance of it, but you need to know a lot about that market to go into it. And that's why you need to have education. It's a great opportunity, a fantastic opportunity, but there's the proper way to approach it.
Yeah, well, the projects that are being implemented right now, they're revolutionizing basically every corner of our current financial system. You think about insurance, lending, security, identity, exchanges, and different marketplaces. This is a big market that people don't want to miss out on. So if you want to get that cryptocurrency foundations course, just text the word invest to the number 484848, and you're also going to get an investing class with that as well. So do that right now for that cryptocurrency foundations course. So you wanted to get into some of the different topics, but you want to talk a little bit about what's important in your investment decisions or as important as other things. What are you talking about there, and how do people make smarter investing decisions by knowing that?
Yeah. Excuse me. So what's as important as knowing what to do? What's more important than that is knowing what not to do and why not to do it. And I think what's really important is to remember that the risk in trading and investing isn't in the market. It's the individual investor. And so you need to know how to understand what not to use as well as what to use. And one of the mistakes people make is having the wrong mindset. You know, they go into this looking for the easiest way to make a lot of money. And that's absolutely the wrong way to do it. The attitude should be, how do I not lose a lot of money?
And how do you be consistent as well?
Well, consistency is huge, and that's one of the things that we talk about the C's, confidence, consistency, but that is key. It's not hitting a home run every once in a while because those are typically followed by big losses unless you know how to protect yourself, but it's looking at consistency, and it's looking at being able to do this in a way where you're protecting what you have. For example, let's just say that we go downtown and I string a tightrope between 2 buildings 300 feet off the ground.
Okay.
And ask you to walk from one building to another.
I'll be shaking.
Not only will you be shaking, but you probably will not make it from one building to another. Mm-hmm. That's a 300-foot drop. Now, what if we put a net, a safety net, say 2 or 3 or 5 feet below that tightrope, and you fall, which you probably are going to do, you're protected. And the same thing can be true of your investments. You never want to have that big 300-foot fall. You know, you can control that. Risk management is a huge part of it. So that's part of the mindset change is knowing that the most important thing is how not to have those big losses.
Think about that for a second. If people are able to protect what they have, that'll actually bring more confident decisions as well.
Right. And actually, if you have the right way of addressing the markets, if you know what causes price to change, which is really what you're looking for, if you can have a way of kind of getting a reading on where that buying pressure is, which means that's where the upward movement of a stock is going to take place when there are more buy orders, and you also have a reading on where the selling pressure is. That means that you have a much better opportunity of getting into something at the right point, getting out at the right point. So you're lowering your risk, you're increasing your potential profit, and you're increasing the probability that this is going to work in your favor. How you do that is by using a strategy that is designed to do that. And that's what our students use. And in these classes, we really go into detail on our core strategy, which actually will show you in advance where the institutions will be buying at what price point and where they will be selling at what price point.
Yeah, that's the key. I think a lot of our listeners haven't really thought about that concept because the institutions or the TV, you look at the news, they're not talking about protecting for your portfolios. They're just talking about buy as much stock as you can.
Right.
These techniques, the strategies, the institutions are doing that. They're not telling the public to do that. And that's why when you teach that in these investing classes, it's kind of an eye opener. So people say, hey, I can protect myself in the market, just kind of like the example of walking across that tightrope, having a net a couple of feet below that, protecting you from falling. Protect your positions in the markets. Because especially this past week, we had a big drop, 1% and 2% in the major stock market, stock indexes.
Yeah.
That is a decent sized drop. And if you have capital in the market, probably had some losses. But what if you were able to potentially protect that and then continue growth? There's opportunities there. If you want to learn more about that, come to one of these investing classes that Al teaches right here in Bloomington. They're 2 hours. We're located kind of by the Mall of America, just right off 494. You can actually see us right off 494. Call 952-814-4410. You can also text the word invest to the number 484848. When you do that, there's another step. We're going to send you a text back. Click the link. When you register for a class, we're going to get you a cryptocurrency foundations course. We had talked about the rise of decentralized finance. You don't want to miss out on this great phenomenon that's happening already. You don't want to be behind that 8 ball. Now, Al, with so many people short on retirement savings, and they're looking for different ways to offset that, right? The institutions are doing different things in long-term accounts. They're not just buying and hoping. Oh, did I misspeak there? I mean, buying and holding, right? So we want to trade like those institutions. So what are some of the things that you help people with, regular people, because we're regular people, we can do the same things the institutions are doing. The difference is education. What are you helping people do to make smarter investment decisions if they are behind on retirement?
Yeah, well, you did not misspeak when you said buy and hope,
Oh, I
because
thought I did.
that really is all you can do. Because it's really throwing money at something, putting a portfolio together, crossing your fingers and hoping things work out in 10 or 20 or 30 years. And here is, I think, one of the issues. A couple of things. I started talking about what people, what they don't know and how important that is to do what you are supposed to do, not what you're not supposed to do. One of the things that I think it really inhibits a lot of people to have the potential returns they could have is not knowing how to participate in multiple market directions, not just an up market, which is what most people are participating in, but the market when it goes down. And that gets back to the concept of shorting and hedging your accounts. Those are things we talk about in these classes. But everybody should have a plan, an education plan, a financial plan that addresses where you are today, where you want to be tomorrow, and then where you want to be in retirement, what all of those different phases look like. Unfortunately, Wall Street, because there's really two components to your financial life. There's the income component, and then there's that wealth retirement component. Most Wall Street advisors are assuming you already have the wealth, and then they will sell you products to deal with that wealth. And you'll see this often where a lot of the advisors that have been around for a while will say, if you have a minimum of $250,000 or $500,000, give us a call. Well, you already have to have assumed or amassed that wealth then before you can use their products. But they're really eliminating or omitting that first step, which is how you get to the wealth. Yep. That's where you need to be able to generate additional sources of income, additional cash while you're putting together your wealth portfolio. But the only way you can have that wealth portfolio is if you have an overflow of income from your job. And a lot of people are falling short of that because the cost of living has gone up. It's not free to be alive. So by the time all your bills are paid, you've had some fun. If there isn't enough left over to then feed that wealth portfolio, by the time you retire, you're going to find that you're short of where you should be or you wanted to be.
That's a great point. I think people don't really think about that, Al. They think, okay, I'm supposed to go to college, get a good job, and I'm going to retire with all this money because I get a 401k. We're not knocking 401ks. 401ks are great things and they help people save. But if you don't have enough income, right, enough money coming in, as Al is talking about, that's not going to fill that wealth bucket. Those later years, the retirement years, and you were talking about earlier about what's important in making your decisions, or what are some of the things you don't know? And I just got to ask our listeners, what would you do if you knew? Would things be differently? Would your outlook look differently? Would you have, make smarter investing decisions? Would that make your life a little bit better? And it takes a little bit of action and learning some different techniques and strategies, Al. And I'm really glad, when you teach these investing classes, we had a huge class today, actually, coming in for this
morning,
investing class. But I think, Wednesdays and that when you're teaching a lot of those, we get a lot of people that want to make smarter investing decisions, don't really know how to do that, don't really know how the retirement accounts work, but they want to be able to have the potential to generate income and fill that wealth bucket. So call 952-814-4410 for an investing class that we do right here in Bloomington. Al teaches these, I teach these as well. And these are classes where we've taught thousands, just like you, are many strategies which are designed to teach you to make better investing decisions. 952-814-4410. I also make it easy for everybody. I was talking to someone today, and she's like, I like it easy. I like to text for everything. So she said, I text it in. So text the word invest to the number 484848. When you do that, you're going to receive a link back in a text. There's a next step here. You got to click that link, pick a date for the investing class. You're also going to get that cryptocurrency foundations course. Al, what do you got next?
Well, I'd like to talk about something that we hear often, Josh, and that's I'm too busy. I don't have the time to do this.
How to maximize or utilize your time properly in investing and trading, coming up next. 952-814-4410 for 2 tickets for the investing class and the cryptocurrency course. This is Josh and Al, Investing with Confidence. We'll be right back.